Welcome to German Underground Television.
We are a listener.
I'm at the shell of a mountain, and this she was finished climb. She grew out from a grain of sand. With every year wider, she bloomed a little bit longer to the roof of the sky with outstretched hands.
Our band is Listener. We have a 24-hour website. It's available at
IamListener.com.
It's a great website.
24/7.
24/7. We have a website.
Do we have it here in Germany?
The website is on in German. It's turned on.
Okay.
In all of
right
Europe. 24 hours a day.
Okay.
We have an album that's out called Wooden Heart.
Wooden Heart.
Well, I'm the barely living son of woman, a man who barely made it, but we're making it. Take together on borrowed crutches and new starts. We all have the same holes in our hearts.
And it's available on compact disc and internet
MP3 format.
encodings. Yeah.
And you were a house on fire and I couldn't understand why. Burned me all down to the ground, you said the fire's on the inside. Flames dancing like ghosts behind the windows, pain jumping from a wall. You want to keep this private, I can see that. But you can't ask it of me, we've only just met.
I've been listening to an album by Chad Van Galen called Infiniheart. Is that the album? I think that might be the one I just bought.
It's,
his newer one I
no
like.
idea.
I like the best. There's an album from I like the latest Arcade Fire album, The Suburbs. Trying to think. Oh no, Chad Van Galen, Soft Airplane. Sorry. There's a guy from Canada. His name is Chad Van Galen, and I really like lately. And that album is called Soft Airplane. There's a band called Menomina. I really love that band. They're from Portland, Oregon, and they have an album called Friend and Foe that's really great. Their newer record is called Minds, and that's also a really great album. David Bazan's latest record, Curse Your Branches, is really good. He's the lead singer from Pedro the Lion. I like This Will Destroy You. I've only heard a couple of records from them, but both of them are really good. Trying to think. I really love a band called Why.
That's a good band.
And they have their latest album is called Eskimo Snow. It's a really great album. Yeah, those are some albums that I really like.
You guys know Jamie Lydell? Jamie Lydell? Oh, he's Warp Records. Do you know Warp Records? Like Aphex Twin, all that stuff. He's
We
good.
tried to put the window licker thing on your
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I see some mustaches out there that were handed out at the door. It was pretty nice.
Jamie Lydell's like a kind of like a neo soul kind of, really great. I like him. The Black Keys, obviously. I like the Black Keys. Anything on Daptone, like Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. What is it? The Manahan Street Band, stuff like that. It's very like 60s Motown, like R&B kind of stuff. I like that. And then I like Silver Sun Pickups. Do you know that band? I like that band. And then just traditional stuff like Tom Petty, Neil Young. There's a good singer-songwriter Dan turned me on to. His name's Bill Maloney. He's just a great storyteller, folk music, and just really good from the States. But you're traditional, like Dylan, Cash, all that stuff. But yeah, anything on Daptone, I love that stuff. Like the very like, I don't know, we're kind of diverse, I guess, in our music, you know, and then we sound like nothing we listen to, but I think that's good, you know, not to be spoiled by your influence, you know. So, but,
or not to just take everything from your
Explosions in the Sky, that's another one that we like. And then I like all the other, like, you go into like Isis, Pelican,
Mogwai.
yeah, all that stuff. Kind of the whole gamut. I really got into I still don't know how to say it, like Jesu or Yesu. It's
Yesu.
Yesu. Beautiful, just like so beautiful.
Doom metal with auto-tune.
Yeah, just like beautiful.
Blew me
Yeah,
away, yeah.
I like that stuff. So yeah.
If you have any questions, feel free to ask. It's all right if you do.
how do you think religion, Christianity, and religion in general internationally will evolve and come together in this decade or eventually in this century?
It's a great question.
Sorry for asking
That's
a long question.
It's a long question. It's always good in an interview to say that's a great question. I found it gives you a second to think about the answer. Here's the thing. I in anything that you believe in, anything that you put faith in, to say this is what I'm going to believe in, and kind of not even skew, but like decide that these are what you're going to base your life on, or your views. Or you're going to say, I'm going to get behind this group of folks, and we're going to, figure this out together, but with this as our viewpoint. There always has to be lines kind of drawn, in some way, I think. But I believe that there is a lot of room just for asking questions. I believe in existence together, that we're all just sort of trying to figure this out, and trying to figure out life and how it all works, and that there's, and I believe in something that's even bigger than me, that has it all figured out, and maybe not and I don't think that I'm so arrogant that I just have everything figured out, that I know that, like, okay, like, so something couldn't have been created and then evolved into in something else. I don't know all the answers. I believe in a God that's bigger than all that could have a million, trillion, thousand, gazillion other planets with other people with horns growing out of their head living somewhere else, or I don't know. Who knows? I mean,
you must like Hinduism, don't you?
I mean, no, I don't. I mean, I'm not to say that that we're just the only thing going. I don't know, but I just know that we can all ask questions and just try and figure it out, and try and love each other, and live life together.
Yeah. I think it's absurd to think that universalism is the thing to go to, or that we're going to, because whatever your viewpoint is, whatever created us so diverse and unique. Like what you like, I might not like. What he likes, I might not like. And I think we all have the same blood, and we all have the same maybe emotions or core things, survival and compassion and all those things. That's what bonds us. But I think we should celebrate and enjoy the diversity that is, from us, instead of being offended by it and saying, like, your faith is this. Oh, well, no, it has to be that. No, that's your faith. I cannot convince you to not feel what you feel, or what you have experienced. Like what I've experienced spiritually, I don't care if anybody else, understands that. I'm not going to convince them of that, because they're not me and they didn't experience that. So, like, going to a central, universalist like viewpoint or religion, I think, would be failing humanity, I guess, if we're, going to go deep or whatever. But I think it's okay to be different, and and enjoy that, like I get bored with the same thing, not because I'm avant-garde or like gotta be different, but it's just like, I don't know, I like that Dan is a weirdo and he wears purple pants and he has,
so it's like a
cross,
dark, it's like a dark maroon.
He has
it's
cross trainers on, and like, what, that's good.
I think it's bad whenever someone just decides, like, this is the only way, as a human, this is the only way, and everyone else is wrong, and they just start killing people or whatever, or not just even killing people, but like shunning people, or saying like, we're not going to love you, or we're not going to be friends together because we feel this certain way and you don't, and you're out of the club, you're out of the human club. We're all in the human club together, and I don't know. I can just think of, like, some people who think just so much of their religion, where, I don't know, religion is just a set of man-made rules. It's not, who you are. It's not, religion is not faith. I mean, that people just believe so much in it that they just get so blinded by that, and they can't accept other people for who they are. yeah, just keep making art. Just keep making it and don't stop. And just ask questions later and just make it. Just be honest and make music, whatever you feel, and just be like, okay, I'm gonna make that, and then move on and make something else after that.
Yeah, I would say find one good friend that you can go to for advice, that you could say, is this good, and be okay with them saying it is utter crap, and like instead of just having people like, oh yeah, it's great or whatever, but like Dan said, just I feel like nobody, I don't care who it is just like this hit machine that just makes hits or great things. Like, you have to get through the bad stuff to get to the good stuff, and you're not going to get through to that unless you constantly are making music or art or doing things. And I think that's important, and I think we wouldn't be doing what we were doing if we just went after it and didn't listen to people like, oh, you sound like this, or you sound like that, or you should do this, or you should be that way, or here's how the pros do it, or whatever. Like, just not out of rebellion, but just out of freedom, and like just make art, go after it and don't worry about the title, the genre,
whether you're successful.
Yeah, just like, if you love it, then do it. If you want to make money, please quit and do something else, just quit wasting time, and yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I'd say that too.
Is that right? You would say that? Mm-hmm. Would you say that as well?
There's a lot of emphasis put on fame and making it. I think all over the world, like especially in America, there's this whole reality television thing, and that's some people find interesting, and even just celebrity in general. If you're a celebrity, then that's looked at as awesome. But there's some worth in just having some goal from your heart and some moral backbone, and just like a vision, and just doing that all the way. And like the people that respond to that and warm to that and come around and support that, that's more valuable, I think, than having all the fame there is, and just having a bunch of people show up just to watch you because you're the latest flavor of the month. I started thinking recently about the idea of even someone like Mother Teresa, being famous for loving people and helping people out, and how courageous that is versus, and she didn't ask for fame or anything like that, versus just someone who's just going out just to get some fame or something. So I don't know about music. I mean, what that looks like is just to just do something that you feel led to do and honest about, and not because you're trying to please a scene or please other people, or just do something that's honest, and don't always, and maybe don't always just think it's just gonna rocket to stardom. Just like maybe your life is to be an artist, and you're just gonna slowly but surely get along, and just be honest about what your life is and where your art is, and just try and love people and do the best you can.